It's about that time. What's happening in your city? You got love for your city? City views, city views, city views, city views, city views. Oh, city views, city views, city views, city views, city views. Oh, city views, city views, city views, city views. Oh, city views, city views, city views, city views, city views. Oh, city views, city views, city views, city views, city views, city views, city views. And ladies and gentlemen, we are here for another episode of CT Views. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Jacque Williams, your host, here with my lovely and talented co-host, the one and only Miss Coryse Coco Villarouel. Say good evening.
Why, good evening, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Yes, indeed. And we have a jam-packed show for you tonight, as always, and we're really excited to get the show off and running for you. We're going to have Brian Brown with us. He's here on stage, ready to tell us about his entrepreneurial venture, which, let me tell you, it's incredible. Also, later on in the show, Deirdre DeCar will be here in the house talking about a tasty affair, which will be taking off tomorrow.
It's a tasty, is it tasty or tasteful?
Tasteful.
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 See, I always got to keep him on his toes. This is why he keeps me around. You know?
Yes, yeah. Well, I have other ulterior motives too. All right. But I ain't going to reveal those at the moment. We're going to keep it under wraps for now. For some reason, is Dan in the house? Is Dan in the house?
He's over there.
Dan, are you in the house? I need a favor from you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can I get the sponsors over there?
Yes.
I should have them memorized by now, you would think, but my memory doesn't serve me as proficiently as it used to.
That's because he's getting old, guys.
No,
I ain't getting old.
I ain't getting old. I ain't getting a little senile, but I ain't getting old. We're going to take this opportunity, as we always do, to thank our sponsors for their support and their generosity. Without them, we would not be able to bring you quality community broadcasting each and every week right here from your local cable access, Altice Channel 5.
That's right.
So we want to give a big shout out to our big city sponsors. Toth Insurance Agency, located at 1151 East Main Street in Torrington, Connecticut. Better protection, better value. He can be reached at 860-496-7771 or at tothins@optonline.net. Mel Brookman and Health Markets, located at 16 McDermott Ave, Suite number 1 in Torrington, Connecticut. Better call Mel. You can be reached at 860-307-1128 or at healthmarkets.com/local-health-ins. Also, the Northwest Connecticut Area Chamber of Commerce, located at 159 Field Street, Suite 120 in Torrington, Connecticut. The Chamber is the place to be. They can be reached at 860-482-6586. And last but certainly not least, Dr. Michael Curry, located at 30 Peck Road, Suite 2105 in Torrington, Connecticut. Pediatric care for over 50 years. He can be reached at 860-482-8177 or at torringtonpediatrics.com. So thank you once again to our sponsors.
Yeah. Hey, guys, I just want to let everyone know out there that if you see me randomly shaking my head or just rolling my eyes, it's because, once again, I did tell Facebook land, but I'm going to tell our viewers out there, I have a 4-year-old on set. I have a stowaway who just happened to stow away in my car because he wouldn't leave mommy alone today. And, you know, it's sometimes you pick your battles. Some days I fight and I say, no, mommy's going alone. And today I'm just like, you know what? Come along so you can see what mommy does.
See, the problem is he knows he's so adorable that he can get away with stuff. So, anytime you have Uncle Jacque wrapped around your finger, then, you got stuff going on for you, all right? But nonetheless, bringing to you as our guest on the show tonight, Brian Brown. with the shops of Riverton
And of New
and
Hartford.
of New Hartford.
Yeah.
Brian, thank you so much for being on the show with us tonight.
No problem.
Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, it's not a problem. Nicole is doing such a bang up job at doing our outreach to get community members here on the show that are doing great things and adding vibrance to the Northwest Corner, and definitely you're an example of that. Talk to our audience a little bit about the shops and how you got involved in this entrepreneurial endeavor, and what it is that when you rise in the morning just gives you that effervescent feeling of making the day happen.
Sure thing. Well, the shops are a collection of local vendors. It's really a family environment where we rent space and kind of put together different vendors and let them showcase their products. So we're open in Riverton. That's where we started out, and we always kind of wanted to be in retail and show our products and creations. And this was one way to really do it and support other local families that wanted the same thing. So what we really do, we found a great building in Riverton. It's the old Hitchcock Furniture Factory, 3 floors, and we've been there for almost a year and a half now, and we support about 50 local vendors who range from creators to artists to resellers, and we give them space where they can highlight their products and what they make and create, and then we do the rest for them. So they set up like a booth in their space, and we try to support them by selling their products. And it's been going really well, and it's a great feeling to kind of have, in Riverton we have about 50 something vendors who sell all kinds of great stuff. We opened up a new one in New Hartford because we had a lot of interest and a lot of people wanting in and no room. So we found another great space in New Hartford, and that's pretty much full. So now we support about 100 families and kind of let them showcase their products, and everyone's doing really well so far.
I gotta say, it's such a great concept. As we see like the downfall of malls and of just businesses closing left and right. One, either because the rent, like no one can afford a brick and mortar anymore. It's the rent is just becoming really outlandish.
It is, yeah.
So to be able to still have that brick and mortar and support yourself, this is a great way to do it.
And like you said, it was scary. I have a business partner, and we always wanted to do retail, but to do it by yourself is, like you said, everything is, if you don't have sales that month, it could be catastrophic. This way, it's a combination. We all work together to support everyone in the building, kind of. Right. It's a group of 50, 60 people in every building. Through their social media, through their word of mouth, we all support each other. We all bring in kind of different clientele, and everybody could see, what everybody kind of sells, whether they create it or find it, or it's really awesome.
They're bringing people in, but these people will end up not just shopping for that one product. They have now, is it 3 floors of
in
different...
Riverton? Yeah, in Riverton it's 3 floors. When I'm working, I sit behind the desk because I don't want to walk around too much, because I would buy there's so many things that you didn't know you needed.
Yeah, right.
And if you walk around,
or even that you didn't need,
exactly, but you
end
have
up
to
buying.
have,
Yes.
exactly. So it really does. It's hard to walk through the place. A lot of customers say it's impossible to walk through and not find something you kind of never saw before, or never knew you needed, or people come there for one thing and end up, discovering kind of treasures that are just, people are very creative, especially there's so many local people. There's people who walk there to kind of bring in their new product or very close. So there's so many talented people that may not have had another outlet to really display their products or even have it's courage sometimes. It's hard to kind of get out there, and this kind of gives you an easy access to see.
With a low overhead.
With very low overhead, and we do a lot. We do outreach, we do the social media, and try to kind of do as much for everybody as we could. So
I think this is kind of reminiscent of the organic movements like of the 60s, where people started looking into different alternative lifestyles how they could live more off the land, how they could be more resourceful. I kind of see this as maybe a burgeoning of that kind of situation happening because, and let's be honest, now in the era of tariffs, it's going to be a challenge for people to actually sell their goods and wares.
Definitely.
So this could be, a pipeline in terms of meeting that need, overcoming that challenge, and making sure that you're putting together a model that's sustainable for the future.
Right.
Exactly. And it supports a lot of local people too. Like you said, with the tariff, they may not have to go to the big box stores and everything when they could go to support somebody that they may know. It's super local, lots of great, and it really is great stuff. The talent around this area it's amazing. What people can do and create is truly amazing.
I'm glad you recognize that because it's something that Coryse and I definitely recognized, and part of the mission of this show is to showcase and highlight that talent that exists here. And it's just unfortunate that there's not other outlets for that to be done, because we're firm believers that if people knew more about the artistic landscape in this part of the state, that it would attract more people to live.
Right.
I really didn't know either until we started. We used to do a lot of little shows, and we would hop around the state, even the Catskills, where we were in markets like that. And when we first opened, and people were slowly starting to come. Before there was some work to do to get that building. We're in the old Hitchcock Furniture building. It was kind of vacant for a while. So as we were cleaning it up and getting it ready, the people and the things that they brought in to show us, and it was truly amazing. And it still amazes me because we still get other people coming in wanting to kind of show their products, and every day it's amazing, to be honest.
Yeah, it seems like the free flow, creates an environment of collaboration, that's critical to building a business environment.
It's a great way to allow, again, small artists to showcase their art without, again, it's not easy these days to get yourself out there or to be recognized or heard. So this is an amazing way.
And sometimes their only outlets were kind of vendor shows or markets or and they always have price tags with it as well. You have to be there, standing there all day, set up, take down. It's a long day, and it's hit or miss. You could put a lot out and effort into it, and the return may not be here. This way, you set up once. You can be there, but you're not required at all. Some vendors come on the weekends to kind of talk to customers, but really the model is set up and we'll take care of the rest for you with a low overhead, like you mentioned earlier.
And as we try to highlight and showcase the assets in our region, right down the street from you is a very cool place. And we just had her on last week's show.
Yeah.
And we want to share with our audience a little bit from her establishment. If you're ever in Winstead on Main Street, you might want to look this particular venue up. So without further ado, fellas, let it rip.
Cure Cafe.
Got to check that place out if you're ever in Winstead, man. And we'll be having her back on the show here real soon.
Yeah.
So, nonetheless, getting back to Brian here. Brian, I'm curious. When you think about entrepreneurs and small businesses, there's usually one or two driving factors that help them to attain their goals and achieve their objectives. what drives you? What is it that really sticks in your craw and gives you the impetus to overcome the challenges that you're going to face in these types of situations on a daily basis?
Well, I'm a Marine Corps veteran.
Oh, stop! You don't have to say nothing
Yeah.
else. You ain't got. We
Yeah.
just
That's
celebrated
Yeah.
Memorial Day. We
Exactly.
Yeah.
had him on here. We should have had the show yesterday. Oh, you ain't got to say nothing else. We know where
Yeah,
you're at.
I'm from a family of Marines as
Mm-hmm.
well.
Mm-hmm.
Both my brothers and now my second oldest brother, his three boys are all in the Marines as
All
well.
right. Yeah.
Family of Marines, yeah. And
Nice.
now he teaches, I believe, the ROTC program at a high school in Atlanta.
That's
So
great. That is.
yeah, yeah.
It's a brotherhood.
Yep. My
You know?
dad was a military man in the Caribbean as well,
Yeah.
so it's just kind of been like, you know.
Yeah. And that kind of started it. I through that I started during COVID woodworking,
Yeah.
and I made some
Yeah.
American flags for a veteran up the road.
Yeah.
And from there, one of his buddies saw it, and he's like, "Well, I want one." And then it kind of spread.
Mhm.
And one day I sold a couple flags to my now business partner, who sells whiskey barrels and whiskey barrel furniture and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And we kind of hit it off, and we started teaming up in different markets. We found vendor shops like what we run now in the Catskills.
Yeah.
And we didn't see too much of that around here, like at a larger scale. So it kind of all fell in place. And I like people.
Yeah.
I like to sell and like be like part
Yeah.
of, and being part of like, it's a feeling that we didn't expect really.
Right.
When we thought we were gonna do well and bring people in, but now with so many people, it's like a family event. It really
Right.
is. With
Yeah.
the two stores, we have about 100 different families
Wow.
who kind of now rely on us as businesses
Yeah.
to kind of be successful, and we kind of that's my driving factor every day, is to kind of do the best for the people in our stores and make sure we kind of continue to move forward and always try to new things. And that's really what drives me every day, is to do the best for the people that we support and that also support us.
Booyah!
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. I think we have someone on the line.
I think we do.
Is-
Let
is
me
it-
see here.
Figure this one out.
Oh, there we go. Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to CT
Hi,
Views.
Nicole. How are you?
Hey. How's it going?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Hey, you got a nice guest on us for today's show, Nicole. Thanks a lot.
Nice. It's going good?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
enjoying it.
Awesome.
So, Nicole, please talk to our audience and tell them if they're interested in being on the show, or if they want to suggest a topic, or maybe someone that they know that they think we might be interested in bringing on the show. Tell them how to get a hold of you.
Yeah. You can either call me 860-309-5511, or you can email me at nmacalous, it's NMACCALOUS, at culture4acause.org.
You're doing a fine job, Nicole.
Hey, thank you.
Nicole also moonlights as our organization's comedian.
But she ain't funny. That's the problem. We're trying to work on some material for her. Snazz it up a little bit.
Nicole, I think you're absolutely funny. You've got great comedic timing. No, but Nicole does a great job at keeping us laughing, and then also, like Jacque said, getting us guests and getting everything. With everyone being so busy in the organization, it's hard for us all. But so we have that one person that's dedicated to finding guests and unique places. And you're doing great, Nicole. Thank you.
Thanks, I'm trying.
Can you give out that contact information one more time for people who may not have been able to get it on the first round?
Sure. It's 860-309-5511, or email at nmacalous, it's NMACCALOUS, LOUS at cultureforacause.org.
You said N as in Nancy, then M as in Mary, right?
Yep.
Okay. Just wanted to clarify. That N and M always sound so, close together, especially when you're on the phone.
And Nicole,
Sorry.
I hear there's rumors that you're going to be live at the Improv. Is that true?
If I knew where that was, yes.
See, I told you guys. Nicole just makes us laugh.
Well, I'll make sure that they reach out to you and fill you in on their next opening.
Thank you.
It's the least I can do for you.
Well, thanks.
Have a good rest of the show.
Thanks, Nicole. Talk to you soon.
See you soon.
Bye.
Nicole McCoolus, ladies and gentlemen. She's kind of like the booking agent now for CT Views. And if you want to catch more content, we encourage you to go to our YouTube channel at Culture for a Cause and check it out. In the meantime, I'm going to get back to our guest here, Brian Brown, who has got a great concept working here in Riverton and in New Hartford. The shops at Riverton and New Hartford, and just got through talking to us about the motivation that he has for putting this venture together, and we're surely behind him in his efforts to make the Northwest Corner as vibrant as it can possibly be.
Yeah. So Brian, tell me, how, if someone wanted to reach out to you and showcase their products, we're looking at a waiting time now, aren't we?
We have a few spots in New Hartford open, and sometimes people move, sometimes they run out of product or it doesn't work, and so there occasionally opens up a spot. Riverton is pretty full and usually stays really full.
Wow.
That's our original spot. New Hartford is newer. We opened September 1st of last year, so it's still pretty full, but I think there's 3 or 4. There's 2 spots, large spots, and 2 smaller spots and sometimes if you have the right product, we try to squeeze in. We'll give up a little of our space to kind of get somebody in there as well. So it's pretty full, but we try to accommodate everybody that comes in.
And typically people stay there. You ask that they at least stay a month. Yeah,
we have no real commitment. We just ask for a 30-day notification if it's not working out or if you have to leave for some reason. You give us 30 days. And that gives us time to call somebody on the waiting list and fill it up. So that way, when customers and stuff come in, there's never really empty spots or something. We want it to be full. We want everybody to enjoy when they come and have a really full and kind of showcase as much as we can. So,
awesome.
The biggest commitment's 30 days.
Very awesome.
I mean, you can't say you're going to rent an actual building or a space and like, hey, it's not working.
I know. I'm out of here after 30 days.
I'm out of here after 30 days.
Yeah.
I'm closing up shop. But I mean, the money alone that you would have spent to, secure the space and then, fix it up to your liking. And then,
it's a large process. It's
a large process. Trust me, my mom and I had a brick and I could never say that word right.
Brick and mortar?
Yeah.
Brick and mortar. Brick and mortar?
We had a brick and mortar, and we moved from one location, which was across the street from the police station in Torrington, and then we moved to another location on Water Street, and then, sales were declining, and, there were days we kept trying to, you keep trying to say, okay, so maybe we won't open every day, we'll open 3 days, and then it went from 3 days, maybe we'll open just these 2 days, because again, you also have to pay someone to be in there. So the process and what goes into actually having a brick and mortar, it's a lot. And
it's scary too. When you're on your own, this way it really is a team effort. We all want to succeed. So there's 50 of us really putting out our best foot, and kind of word of mouth is amazing. Our social media presence helps a lot, and we do cool, fun events. Sometimes we bring in baby goats to cuddle on the weekends, and stuff like that.
Everyone is into these baby goats.
I know. Yeah, what's up with that?
Yeah, the guy from Puddletown.
I know.
He had baby goats in one at his location once too.
But he said they were bad goats.
He said they were bad goats.
Well, it's funny. The first time we had them, they came in their goat mobile, and I was sitting at the register, sitting there, didn't really notice, and I looked to the left, and they brought a sheep, and the sheep was on the drop. It looked like the sheep drove the goats to the shop, so
The sheep
it was
drove
kind
the
of funny.
goats. Yeah.
Everybody loves the baby goats.
Yeah,
It's-
man.
Gotta love the baby goats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It draws a big
Oh,
crowd.
my God.
It does.
Mischievous.
Yeah.
Well, it's getting to be just about that time, and we're going to be getting to the bottom of the hour. Brian, you want to hang out with us
I'll hang out
in
with
this
you,
next
yeah.
segment of the
It's
show?
definitely fun. So I'll
Okay,
hang out.
okay, great. Want to take this opportunity to show some love to our sponsors and let them know how much we appreciate them. Our big city sponsors, the shout outs, goes to Toth Insurance Agency located at 1151 East Main Street, Torrington, Connecticut. Better protection, better value. He can be reached at 860-496-7771 or at Toth, INS at optonline.net. Mel Brickman and Health Markets, located at 16 McDermott Ave, Suite number 1 in Torrington, Connecticut. Better call Mel.
Call Mel.
He can be reached at 860-307-1128 or at healthmarkets.com/local-health-INS. The Northwest Connecticut Area Chamber of Commerce, located at 59 Field Street, Suite 120 in Torrington, Connecticut. The Chamber is the place to be. They can be reached at 860-482-6586. And last but certainly not least, Dr. Michael Curry, located at 30 Peck Road, Suite 2105 in Torrington, Connecticut. Pediatric care for over 50 years. He can be reached at 860-482-8177 or at torringtonpediatrics.com. Once again, we want to thank our sponsors for allowing us to bring you quality community broadcasting right here from your local Access Altice Channel 5. Now, Culture for a Cause is an organization. We produce this show, and our mission is to build community through music and the arts. And in that community building process, we also like to highlight and showcase those themes that are beneficial to building community. And one of those themes is the Declaration of Human Rights, which Coryse is an esteemed member of, and we have adopted that declaration through a proclamation for Culture for a Cause. And without further ado, we'd like to view this at this time, and we want to share with you some of those thoughts and themes from the Declaration.
In the spirit of unity, equality, and dignity for all, let it be known that Culture for a Cause stands as a beacon of hope and harmony, guided by the principles enshrined in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Our mission is simple: to build community through the transformative power of music and the arts. We believe the arts have a unique ability to transcend racial and economic divides, weaving threads of connection that binds us together as one human family. As stated in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, everyone has the right to freely participate in the cultural life of the community, to enjoy the arts, and to share in scientific advancements and its benefits. Culture for a Cause wholeheartedly embraces this principle, recognizing the profound impact of art in touching the hearts and souls of individuals, conveying powerful messages that resonates across boundaries. Through our commitment to creating and supporting community arts projects, we strive to foster a sense of belonging and togetherness among people from all walks of life. These projects serve as catalysts for dialogue, understanding, and collaboration, celebrating the rich tapestry of diverse cultures that make up our society. Furthermore, we dedicate ourselves to raising funds for community, social, safety nets through events that center around these arts projects. By combining the transformative power of the arts with a passion for social justice, we aim to not only inspire creativity and connection, but also to support those in need within our community. Be it further proclaimed that we call upon individuals, organizations, and communities to join us in this mission, to celebrate the transformative power of the arts, and to work together to create a world where creativity and compassion flourish, and where every person's human rights are recognized and respected. In witness whereof, this proclamation is made to honor and affirm our collective commitment to these ideals. We thank you for your continued support.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of CT Views. And we have our next guest in the house with us. And what a delight it is, because I don't know what it is. It's like when she comes into the room, it's like these colors start going off. And, you know, the fresh smell of success it descends upon us like a fresh dove from up above.
Oh, my.
Quite the poet today. He's quite the poet today. What's going on, Jacque?
Well, she inspires me to poetry.
Spring is in the air.
Yes, it is. Ladies and gentlemen, my friend, my colleague, I love her to death, and her work here in our community is just so very impactful and so necessary, especially now with the times that we're going through, and we just can't thank her enough for everything that she does. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, bringing to CT Views for the second week in a row.
That's right. Lucky me.
Lucky us. Ladies and gentlemen, Deirdre DeCarr, the Executive Director of FISH, Friends in Service to Humanity. Good evening and welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me again.
It's great having you. Tomorrow's a big day.
Yeah, this is the eve
Finally,
of your
our event is here. And it's a very tasteful event.
Tasteful event. Deirdre, I got to start off by saying that I invited my neighbors. They're coming.
Good.
So, and a couple other friends.
Wonderful.
So, yeah.
I'm thrilled
We're
to
looking
hear
forward
that.
to it.
It's going to be great. I mean, we have 15 different food providers, so it's going to be quite yummy. And it's in such a great setting in Litchfield at the community center. They're so welcoming. So we're really delighted with the whole thing. And I have Jacque providing our entertainment.
You
Who
had
could
me at
ask for
hello.
more?
Don't be like making more of it than what it is. Deirdre. But, you know, it's this is the 7th annual.
Yes.
And I remember the first.
Yes.
Tasty.
Yeah.
I call it taste. She calls it tasteful. I call it tasty.
The tasty
It's
event.
tasty. All right.
I could live with that because it's just so that I have the ATE for 8.
See?
You know? It
Okay.
could be
Well, you think
tasty.
like that, though, Deirdre. I'm like, you know, you combine, you know, like marketing and behavioral sciences into one
I
thing.
do.
You
I
know?
do. What can we say?
Yeah, you know. But I remember the first one, and when you became executive director of FISH, and how the level of enthusiasm, you know, just really went through the roof, and because you do bring that element to FISH that really increases its notoriety in the community. And I remember the spirit in the room on that first event, and it was just so lively, and everyone knew why they were there and the purpose, and wanted to support you in your continued efforts to make FISH be the best organization that it can be. So we definitely commend you for your years of service.
12 years already.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But talk to us a little bit about FISH, the mission, and why it's so important that people support the organization.
Yeah. Well, first, he really raised the bar. I better be very cheery and happy tomorrow. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, don't be coming in a bad mood, nothing.
I won't. So, all about FISH, Friends in Service to Humanity of Northwestern Connecticut, provides food, shelter, and hope. So we're all about homelessness and food insecurity, hunger.
Yeah.
So we have a 35-bed homeless shelter, and we I have a 1-year-old right through seniors. 73 is our oldest resident currently. She's about to move out.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, she's gotten her apartment.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
So she's quite thrilled.
We talked to her yesterday.
Teresa.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's so happy. And yesterday was so wonderful, I have to say. The Memorial Day parade. I come out of a 29-year career as director of the Girl Scouts of Northwestern Connecticut. So my degree was in urban studies at Wheaton College. And so it was all about community work. And my senior paper was about the homeless of Boston. But never did I imagine that I would leave Girl Scouting to be the director at Fish. And I really thought about it for several weeks before I said yes, and I'm thrilled I did. But you hit the ground running. But to take the weight of not only hunger and also homelessness on one's shoulders, and financial issues were great. So, but as I said, hit the ground running, and the rest is history. So we've gotten stronger and stronger, and tremendous community support, which I'm so grateful for.
Absolutely.
But at the shelter yesterday, we celebrated Memorial Day, and I brought up the Girl Scout history because for almost all of my life, from childhood then into my professional career, I march in the Memorial Day Parade. So I arrive at Fish, and I have a 5-bed shelter for veterans. We belong to the Veterans Administration. So I said to the guys, I think we should walk in the Memorial Day Parade. We need to march. You should be very proud of your service.
Absolutely.
And so for me, they did it. And that first year, I mean, the discomfort when we were lined up with the banner, and, you know, they're sort of heads down and not comfortable. The moment we start, and it happened again yesterday, we just start down that main street in Torrington, and it's cheers and clapping and Fish veterans, and they stand tall and proud, and it's such a worthwhile building of their being. You know, it's just so wonderful.
That's great to hear.
Yeah, it's something to build them up, even though they're in the circumstances they're in.
That's right.
You know, people, everyone needs that feel good moment, and that was there.
And that, oh my gosh, the community did not let us down.
No.
And then after, we do a big cookout for everybody. So it's the kids and everyone is there. So Jacque, I always invite, and he comes and visits, and he did yesterday, which was great. And a few other former residents also come back. Some of them vets, some of them not, but they know the door is open for them.
I got to tell you, dude, the barbecue chicken was slamming.
Darn, Jacque, you know, and I saw Jacque yesterday. He did not invite me.
Oh, well, you're invited next year.
You know, I got to say, I ended up walking in the parade yesterday as well with my 4-year-old there.
I know, I just was visiting with him.
Yeah, he stowed away today.
I love his little dinosaur shirt.
He wouldn't leave mommy alone today, but I walked with his school. His school had a float, St. John Paul the Great
They won
Academy.
the float contest.
They did, and I'm now finding out about this. Oh my goodness!
Yeah, they won the contest.
So all the kids are on there, and you know, in my head, I'm like, oh great, now I have to walk. How long are we? Where are we walking to? How far? And you're right. The minute you start walking, and you're getting the claps and the cheering, and people waving at you, and I'm like, oh, I got to, oh, you're waving at me. And, you know, you're just like, you get into it.
Right.
And then I found myself like running into friends and running over and hugging this one.
That's right.
That side,
That's
hugging
right.
that one. And you're hearing Coryse, and you're just, you know.
It's so special.
It really is special. And you really get that vibe of wanting to just, you know, everyone's cheering and clapping. And
many for me
great.
were my old Girl Scout friends, the leaders that I worked with, girls that have grown up and maybe went on the Girl Scout Bermuda trip with me for many, many years. So it was great.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to shelter life. So we have 35 beds, 5 veterans. We have a family room in the main shelter. And then we have the house next door where we're able to keep 2 families. And one of the families was able to come yesterday with 4 kids. One of them being the 1-year-old. And they were so delighted to be invited and a part of the, as I call it, the Fish family.
Yeah.
And everybody helped. I mean, we come in from the parade, and Russ is in full dress uniform, and he's my residential monitor. and he's grilling. And I'm in the kitchen with Amy, my other residential monitor. But there were folks in the shelter cutting onions for me and
Wow.
cutting up fruit
And barbecuing chicken.
Barbecue.
Yeah, that's a new thing this year. I got the
I'm glad it's a
chicken.
new thing. 'Cause I'm being right with it.
I threw
I was
that
going to call
in.
Shaq. Shaq, you want some barbecue chicken with Jack?
So it was great.
Nice.
So anyway, that was good. But you know, all year long with children, I'm going to be sending. I fortunately get a nice gift every year through Michelle Anderson at Advance. So I spend that. It's for the kids, and we'll send them to day camp at Camp Mo.
Oh, nice.
You know, and you know, if they want to be in Girl Scouts or Boy Scouts or PALE or you know, whatever, we want our children to be a part of their community that they're living in. And, you know, once they get into their apartment, that will be their life. So we really try to make it family. And that, you know, if someone's going to a birthday party and they don't have the funds, we make sure they have the gift to bring to their little friend. And, you know, one time we had a dad raising a son and a daughter, and the daughter had her first dance, middle school dance. And he came in and he said, I need help. We have to get her a special outfit. Can you help us with it? You know, we had such fun, you know, so it's a really special place. You know, I don't know about urban shelters, but Fish is a real hometown friendly place to be if you've got to be homeless. But Adam Pitts is my case manager. So from the moment you enter, he does an intake. You know, do you need SNAP dollars? Do you need a job? Do you need any medical help or mental health care? On Fridays, we have community health and wellness. We have a little doctor's office, so they come. They'll see anyone as a patient that needs it. So it's a very wraparound services. But the number one goal when you enter is to get you into your apartment.
Right.
So everything is geared to that. And they come up with a plan when working with Adam, and that plan is, that's the top goal. So that's at the shelter. And we can have 35 at once. We sometimes go a little over depending on the number of kids in the house next door. But last year we had 79 folks go through the program, and I think it was 50 adults, and I think it was, I want to say 60, whatever adds up, but we had like 16 children. The rest were the number of vets going through the program and getting into their apartments. And then at the food pantry, scary times in America. We have increased by just under 1,000 people in this last year. So we're serving over 2,700 people coming. They can come twice a month. Food drives and all have been way off since COVID. So that means that, and also there have been cuts with the federal government. We depend on Connecticut Food Share to purchase food, which is at a lower rate than a grocery store. But they have had cuts through Feeding America, and that's where they get their funding and source of food. So, you know, we're managing because I'm writing grants right now, and we're actually purchasing food in grocery stores who are very helpful to us, and we put in huge orders.
So grants and then events like this.
That's right.
Is also what's going to help.
This
so
is our
let's
one
talk about this
event of the year.
Yeah, let's talk about this tasteful event that's coming up that's going to help Fish out a lot, tremendously. So,
well, we'd love to see you tomorrow night. So we're at the Litchfield Community Center on Bantam Road. You just go through Litchfield and you'll see it on your left. And they are very welcoming. And so we'll be setting up, and we have, as I said, 15 food providers. Jacque
has a list.
You want to share it?
Yes, I do, because I will be taste tempting these wonderful Epicurean restaurants right after the show.
There he goes with his big words again.
It don't matter if I don't know what they mean. They sound impressive. That's all that matters.
So let's go through these restaurants. My mouth is watering just looking at the list.
Yes. Cafe 38, Tina and the crew, hey.
Yeah.
Siesco Catering,
And that's Charlene Ditka.
And she has the best finger foods.
Oh,
My
fabulous.
gosh.
I know.
Definitely. Cleveland's Country Store. Howdy, Cleveland's.
They were the big winner last year, and they will provide more. Either you do a savory item or a sweet item. They will do multiple items.
I went in there
I can't
Sunday,
wait.
though, and I thought I was going to church. I walked in there, and they had like the mass choir singing up in there. I was like, okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Cleveland Mass Choir up in here.
Cleveland.
Espresso 59
Oh, you
will be
forgot the
participating. I was going to get to them.
Well, you're skipping around.
I'm skipping around, but see what I mean? See what I mean?
Carry on.
You're
carry
on top of it.
Tecapa of Litchfield, right across the street, by the way. And I'll be checking them out right after the show, too. Kaylin's Kitchen, as I mentioned before. Lagura Mexican Grill and Cantina.
They're out of Morris,
Yes.
and we're so excited.
Yes, that's a new spot right there
Yeah.
on, was it 69 and
It's right next to
La Monica's.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Litchfield Distillery. Have a drink on me. Love It Vegan. Nee James Bistro. Oh my gosh. You don't even know.
George.
George is great. The Nutmeg Fudge Company, Christy Barlow and the crew. Peaches and Cream. The Red Horse Bakery. The Venetian. And Vera Roma Grill and Bar.
All delicious.
All those
delicious.
restaurants just sound amazing.
I mean, if you come, we encourage you to do so. But if I'm not, really engaging in conversation, it's because my mom taught me not to eat with my mouth.
I was going to say that's because his mouth is full at the moment. So don't.
And Mama would not be happy if I'm able to stuff all that.
Now we have judging going on too, and we have multiple little trophies that will go out for all types of honors. Definitely the most savory and the most sweet. But we also have, even the best cupcakes and all the first time entry into it. They'll have judging. So we have 5 judges. So we have Jacque Sheedy.
Oh, Jacque, yes.
My friend Matt Daly.
Yes, Matt.
Julie Scharnberg.
Julie, okay.
Lisa Ferris.
Oh, okay. Our United Way girl.
Yep, and Jeff Geddes.
Oh, that's a nice.
I know.
Yeah.
What a group.
Definitely.
So they have a lot of fun going around tasting everything and making their big decisions.
And your sponsors for this event are.
I can do. If you follow, I'll do the first one.
Go ahead, please.
I don't have my glasses on, but you'd think I've proofed this so many times. This is hot off the press from Goulet Printery, who's so wonderful to us. So anyway, we have not one, but 3 title sponsors who are all good sports that have wanted to give the largest request for that. So we have Northwest Community Bank, Torrington Savings Bank, and then Maria and Alan Borghese. And Alan is very supportive of fish, so that's a lovely gesture. And then the platinum sponsor is Thomaston Savings Bank. So we're really pleased that they'll be with us, and all of them have people coming as well. And then our gold sponsors, we have Aflac of Litchfield County, which is Steve Caruso.
Yes.
And
Amazing
Steve
guy.
is my board president.
Oh, okay.
So he'll be with me greeting people tomorrow evening. Dunkin' Donuts, the Gleason Ryan Funeral Home, and also that's the Ryan Funeral Home that's up in Lakeville as well. They have 2. The Hartford Healthcare, Charlotte Hungerford Hospital, O&G Industries, and Sullivan Automotive.
Yep.
Kevin's very kind to
Absolutely.
fish as well. You want to take on the silvers?
I'll do the silvers, if you don't mind. We have contributions for this great event from Adams San Martino CPAs, Alan Extran CLU, CHFC, CRPC.
And Alan's on our board.
Doyle's Medical Supply, Eastside Electric, Ebersol McCormick and Reese, LLC, Edward Jones Investments, Fire Equipment Headquarters, Gerald Michalowski, CPA, Mel Brickman and Health Markets, Hod, Lavery and Finch, LLP, Keystone Place at Newberry Brook, Northwest Connecticut Realty, Roots Borajewicz, Lucarelli Wealth Advisors, Robert and Donna Pizzaki, Soundworks and Security, Thomason Comfort Control, Torrington Downtown Partners, UCE Fine Builders Incorporated, Winstead Centerless Grinding, and the bronze contributors are G. John Garigulo, DDS.
Gargiulo. He's my dentist.
DDS. King and Associates, PCCPAs, and Northwest Hills Credit Union.
Yes,
So,
very generous.
Yep.
And the sponsors really make the event.
Yep.
That's where nonprofits count on sponsors to bring in the income. We're thrilled, though, of course, with people who attend. Tickets are $40, and they're available at the door, or you can also go online at Fish, but easy at the door as well.
Yeah.
great.
And we're going to have a few things like a silent auction.
Yep.
And
We're
we're
gonna have
doing
music,
Jacque, and
bringing
we're
the
doing
music.
for the first time a 50-50
Raffle.
link.
Oh.
Never did that before, but it will help the coffers.
First time for
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
First time for
So,
everything.
Yeah,
Well, we look forward to this event. So
Absolutely.
I can't wait.
thrilled
Absolutely.
you're coming.
Thank you, Deirdre. We appreciate it. And Brian, thank you for coming on tonight's show. We look forward to having you back. We'll want to get down there and probably get some footage of what's
Yeah,
going
we're
on there at the
definitely,
shops.
we'll have to
That's
make a
in
stop down,
Riverton?
get some
Riverton.
footage.
I love
Riverton.
Riverton.
Yeah,
I'm in
there-
Winstead, so I go to Riverton.
I'll
Yeah.
try to leave my pocketbook in the car. I'm not sure.
You'll be running back to the car probably.
I probably will. But the problem is now you can have your cards on your phone, right? So that's
Sure,
also
good
I'm like,
point.
oh well, I have it right
Is that
here.
in the Hitchcock Chair
It is,
Company?
yeah,
Right.
sure is,
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
so-
a beautiful building.
Beautiful.
Also,
And we want to thank our tiniest of guests. Kavius, can you wave to everyone right here at this camera? Say hi.
Check out that dinosaur on his shirt.
We also want to take this time to do our T-Town shout-outs before the close of the show. And we want to encourage you to check out these fine establishments in the city of Torrington and let them know that we sent you here from CT Views. We want to give a big, huge shout-out to Don's Getaway, located at 24 Winstead Road in Torrington. Christie's Restaurant, located at 545 in Winstead Road in Torrington. Health Insurance Services, located at 438 Main Street in Torrington. Wall and Fraunhofer, located at 117 Main Street in Torrington. Soul Latina Cafe, located at 31 Hungerford Street in Torrington. Jimmy's Store, located at 1238 East Main Street in Torrington. 5 Points Art Center, located at 855 University Drive. And George's Music at 905 New Harrington Road in Torrington, Connecticut. And last but not least, our big city sponsors. Toth Insurance Agency, located at 1151 East Main Street in Torrington, Connecticut. Better protection, better value. He can be reached at 860-496-7771 or at tothins@optonline.net. Mel Brickman and Health Markets, located at 16 McDermott Ave, Suite number 1 in Torrington, Connecticut. You better call Mel. He can be reached at 860-307-1128 or at healthmarkets.com/local-health-ins. The Northwest Connecticut Area Chamber of Commerce, located at 59 Field Street, Suite 120. The Chamber is the place to be. They can be reached at 860-482-6586. And last, Dr. Michael Curry, 30 Peck Road, Suite 2105, Torrington, Connecticut. Pediatric care for over 50 years. He can be reached at 860-482-8177 or at torringtonpediatrics.com. Coryse, I can't believe another show.
Another show. I just want to really just make a point about tomorrow's event,
Yes.
Tasteful event. So it's tomorrow night, and it begins at 5 to 7:30 p.m. at Litchfield Community Center, and that's 421 Banham Road in Litchfield. Again, you can buy tickets at the door, and we look forward to seeing everyone there.
We do.
All right,
Thank
you got an
you.
invitation too, Brian. You
He
can bring the whole
does. I'm
shop.
going to tell you. I'm
Did
going to
bring-
let you come.
Just bring the whole shop.
Yeah, that would be great.
We'll show up at 100 people.
That's wonderful.
Perfect.
Support a great cause.
Yep.
That's the way we roll here at CT Views, making the connection because it's all about community, and there can be no community without you in it. So let's make it happen
Thank
together.
you.
In the meantime, we'll see you back next week right here, same bat time, same bat
Say
channel,
Say bye.
with my main man,
Bye-bye.
Catavius here.
Bye-bye.
For more City Views, CT Views. Did I say City Views?
You sure
I
did.
sure did. CT Views for all those who used to remember the old City Views. We're kind of rebranding now.
Yes.
So we'll see you back next week. Have a great week. Peace out.
Bye, everyone.
So do come and just say,
City Views.